5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back, nerds. Finally, we're back to episode number 71. It took us a month to get here, but we have made it back and we're still alive.
What's up, nerds? You thought we were dead? There were a couple times during the last couple weeks that I thought I myself was dead. A couple times I thought you were dead, but hey, we're back. We're back from the grave. We survived. We'll call it a summer vacation, a summer bender. I don't know what, but hey, we're back.
Yeah, it was definitely a summer bender that we never really got fully control of, that just kind of lingered week on, and we finally made it back. I don't know how. I thought that was it.
No, I did multiple times in that month that I didn't think we were making it back. You know, count, check our pulses and dig our graves. But then I got to thinking, I go, at what point? So basically, our last episode was a couple days before your birthday.
Right.
My birthday was yesterday. In the last 15 years, those 2 weeks in between have typically been just a disaster.
Yeah, and it always seems to fall like there's always stuff to do. I don't even think it has to do revolve around the birthdays.
It's just like a convenient 2-week block during the summer that always seems to work itself out. That's just our disaster week.
Right. Bad news.
Yeah.
So
we're going a long way back. We're recapping the previous weekend. I was thinking, we're going to talk about summer stuff. No, we have to go all the way back to Ring of Honor, which was on the July 23rd, I think.
Yeah, the 23rd. So that's why we're doing basically a recap, get ourselves back on this again. We're not even going into like current events because it's not even worth it. Not even worth it to go into that.
The current events I want to talk about are about 3 weeks old. They happened like 2 days after our last episode.
Yeah, time has basically disappeared for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's been a mess.
Oh my goodness. So where are you now?
I think we're back on the straight and narrow, at least for a week. Yeah, but right now I'm in Houston, Texas. So not the best, not the worst.
All right, that's not a bad place. I don't think I haven't been, but
no, Houston's it's my least favorite place in Texas, but it's still Texas, so it's fine. Hot as hell. Today was about 100 degrees. I had to work outside. I thought I was gonna die.
It doesn't sound very fun.
I was gonna put a hat on. This isn't my hairline that you see. This is my skin peeling off from sunburn.
Is that hot down there?
Yes.
Where's Houston in Texas? I don't even know. Is it on the west, like closer to Arizona, or is it closer to?
No, it's on the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So,
have not been.
Yeah,
but
you're not missing much.
I was dreading this podcast just because I had to start drinking again. I don't think that my liver or my body could handle anymore, but here we are.
See, unlike you, I know I had said to you that this week was going to be my detox week. It's been completely the opposite. I've worked myself into the last couple of weeks. It's been like instead of the go nuts on the weekend, it's been the just like casual couple here, couple there, couple everywhere.
Right. Oh, just got to keep the body knowing. Just keep it going little by little. Nothing crazy.
I've been doing it's got to do with the warm climates for me. When I get to a place that's a warm tropical climate, like, Florida or Texas or California, you just want to have a beer outside. You finish the day. It's not like being up north in New Jersey in that hellhole where it's like all you want to do is get back in your bed and not move at the end of the day.
Right.
Here you want to you put on your shades and go out to dinner and have a couple beers, and it's a good time. So that's been me for the last couple of weeks.
It's not Florida Schubert, but
no, it's close enough.
Warm weather Schubert.
If you had caught me last week, I would have been. It was Florida Schubert. So, that'll be the tail end of our recap, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we have a lot of recap to go to. So let's just go to the TV roundup, and that'll be part of our recap and everything else.
Wait, what?
I think that's just going to be part of our recap.
What do you mean?
This TV roundup is our recap.
Okay. Yeah, you just need to hit a button, don't you?
I need to hit a button.
Right.
You gotta hit a button so we can move along. But this next set might take an hour. We'll see. A lot to talk about. A lot of venting. A lot of good stuff. A lot of bad stuff. We'll see.
There's cowboy around.
TV.
You just really wanted to hit that button, didn't you?
Well, part of it is because I've basically been off the grid for like 10 days. Yeah. So my TV roundup is basically my recap.
But I mean, we're not even going back to like, we have to go back a full month. You know?
Yeah, we need to go back a full month.
SummerSlam, Ring of Honor.
So last time that we talked to everybody, we did a SummerSlam and Ring of Honor preview. From that time, we went to Ring of Honor. We went to SummerSlam.
I snuck in a SmackDown.
Stuck in a SmackDown. Yeah. So let's start with what's been going on since we took this 1 month break, which I think is our longest break in the last 71 episodes we've ever done, right?
Oh, easily. I think we missed 2 weeks on one occasion, but this we missed 3 weeks, and for good reason.
Very good reason. So I mean,
there was only one of those weeks that we even had the potential to, and I had no voice, so there was no potential really.
Yeah. It's been basically like full throttle for the past month. So we started with Ring of Honor in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Full throttle in my bank account. I think my net worth has gone down about 10 grand in the last month.
Oh, 100%. Oh, it's been nonstop. It's bad.
But we can start at Ring of Honor.
We'll start at Ring of Honor.
Very, very, very good time.
Yeah, so we were front row for the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view, which we made some large friends.
That was one of the greatest wrestling shows I've ever seen live. You want to talk about the large friends?
I want to talk about the large friends first. So we get to sit down. We tried to sit down, but none of us could fit in the seats because they're like so close together.
Yeah, let's say within 3 people on each side of us and 3 rows behind. I was leaps and bounds the smallest person in that 40-man grid.
Oh yeah, the average had to be about 300 pounds.
I'd say it was a safe bet. You were probably the second smallest person in that 40-man grid.
Yeah, it was bad.
And these chairs, they're not even like stadium chairs. They're just folding chairs. But they're not even folding chairs like, it's not like a GCW show where they're not connected. They are connected.
Yeah, so they basically zip tied them together.
You have about 24 inches of space.
Yeah.
And the average waist size was about a 42.
It had to be a 42. It had to be a 42 average. So we all tried to sit down, realized right away it's not going to work. Let's just, as you said, let's make this a stand-up section.
Standing rooms only. Most of the section's on board, except for one asshole who's like, I have a heart condition. I can't stand for 3 hours. We're like, well, there's some empty seats over there, asshole.
Yeah, the guy behind me tapped me on the shoulder and told me that he has surgery. He wanted to show me his surgery, that he can't stand up for 3 hours. Isn't that why they make handicap sections?
But not even that. There was plenty of empty seats. And the empty seats, like, would have been better seats.
Right.
Like, for him, anyway. Because he was a few back and a few off to the sides. It was like, buddy, you just told about 15 people to try to squeeze in like sardines for 3 hours, so you don't have a heart attack. Like, sorry, buddy.
Yeah, we tried to sit down, and it was like
I think I took it as the smallest person in the section that I would look like a child up against the railing compared to most of those people. And it's like you never yell at a child to sit down, and that's what I was basically in that section.
Yeah, we got like sucked in. It was like a suction, like everybody kind of glued together at that point. But it was anyway, outside of the large men's section, well, the arena.
I went up and bought them all water because all these people were too afraid to leave their seats. I think they thought they wouldn't get back if they didn't sit back down. So I went up, I bought about 10 bottles of water, and I was like, water for you, water for you, water for you. I don't want anybody dying on my watch.
I don't think they were capable of walking up the stairs. I think if they did it once, that would have been it. They wouldn't have got back down. That would have been too much.
told the story to the bartender, and she was like, "That's so nice of you. I'll only charge you for 5." I'm like, well, great. We don't want anybody dying in the front row.
Yeah, so it was a great time. I mean, obviously, we did our fair share of drinking in the front row. You had quite the experience. I wish I would have brought the pictures up that I could show on here, but you got your favorite wrestler of all time, not only to point you out, but to go over to you, hug you, and you got him to drink your beer.
And he motioned for me to pour my White Claw down his throat.
Yeah.
So he did. It's on. It was fully on the broadcast. So
that thing had to be pretty warm, that White Claw.
Yeah. I would have liked to have gotten some sort of sponsorship. That was a High Noon, I think. So
High Noon. It was High Noon.
Barstool Wrestling. They should have given us some advertisement.
Should have. I mean, you had that thing like perfectly placed on TV.
Yeah, and he enjoyed it. I mean, we talked about bringing him tequila. I didn't. I probably should have, but
yeah.
Hey, we'll see. It was a good time. Good time all around. Good show all around. Probably a top 3 show for me of all time.
Yeah, it was up there. I mean, the whole show was amazing, and being that close makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that was your first time in the front row.
Yeah,
and it's like nothing else.
Yeah, you get more out of it. Yeah, 100%.
It's a wrestling thing. It's 100% worth whatever you pay to be in the front row.
Right, because you get frustrated with the people in front of you or next to you. That's usually what happens, and that kind of takes away the entire experience.
Yeah,
and that's what happened to us at Forbidden Door. Even though we were front row in our section, we had people on both sides of us, where it was like kind of like you felt like you were just trapped, so you couldn't actually do what you wanted to do. So it takes away from the experience. I'm 100% in front row. You don't have to worry about the people behind you or next to you. You're good to go.
Yeah, we had a perfect little alleyway right out to get drinks. You didn't have to get in front of anybody, so it was a good time.
Yeah, so that was the start.
That was the start of the bet. Yeah, that was night 1, we'll call it, but it only got worse from there.
Yeah, so after that, we all went to Nashville.
So I had told you Nashville's the greatest city in the world. I stand by that statement after this weekend.
Nashville not only is the greatest place in the world, it's definitely the most expensive place in the entire world. It's more expensive than living at Disney, I think, for 14 straight days.
I absolutely last week. So, spoiler alert, went to Disney last week. I got a bill, and this was coming off the heels of Nashville. And I asked the bartender to recheck and make sure it was correct because it didn't feel right that I was taking Disney for that cheap. And it was just coming off the heels of Nashville. I did some rough math thinking, all right, if we drank, we were there for like 3 or 4 days. If we averaged like 25 beers a day, that's 100. And if at $10 a drink, that's $1,000. And I spent a lot more than that.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't know where it went unless we drank like 50 beers a day.
It would. It would. Nashville. Oh man, they were just sucking money out of your account. It's amazing, incredible what they did.
It's well worth it.
Well worth it. Oh yeah, we had a great time. So we stayed right downtown. Went to all the bars. I think we went to pretty much every single bar in the entire strip on Broadway.
I don't think we missed a single one.
No.
Lost a couple cell phones, lost a couple wallets, but it all worked out.
Yep, somehow took my card somehow. So you did find the card. Oh, that's good. We knew there was going to be an issue at some point.
It's destroyed, but I found it. And I needed tools to retrieve it. So I don't know how it got into where it got in, but it did.
Oh, man. So Nashville is the greatest place on earth. If you haven't been there, highly suggest it. I mean, it's literally every single building is a bar. There's people everywhere. Every place is packed. There's live music at all times.
Starts at about 10 o'clock in the morning. That was the best when we'd watch out the hotel room and like see the people start to like sprinkle in at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Like,
yep.
Well, I guess it's time to hit the bar.
It's amazing. 11 a.m. hits and the streets are packed.
But like between 10 and 11, it's like you see people. It's like filtering in. Like, I guess we better make a move.
It's incredible. They must have nonstop full bars for 12 hours. No, more than that. 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
because right at 10 or 11, it's packed already. We could every single time we went for lunch, every single table was full, and we went in there at 11 a.m. for lunch. It's not like we went in there like at 1, 2. Incredible. So,
yeah, that's just the bars. We haven't even our wrestling.
Yeah,
saw quite a bit.
Yeah. So you went one night, or I didn't
night
make
one.
it. I passed.
Night one. You looked like a corpse. I was.
Yeah,
I think I was slapping your face. I had tickets to the GCW event, but I was pretty messed up myself. So time management wasn't my strong suit. So I took a taxi over there. I was about 2 hours early, and I didn't even realize it. I don't know what I was thinking or planning on doing, but I was going to just sit ringside for a couple hours or what. But as it turned out, the roast of Ric Flair was going on at the same venue, just a different room over. I did not have a ticket to, but I did attend the roast of Ric Flair, so we'll leave it at that. But it was a good time, a lot of fun, a lot of jokes, a lot of zingers. And then the GCW show was great. I didn't make it till the end. There was a little voice in my head saying, "You need to get into Uber now, or you're not getting in an Uber tonight." It was one of those voices that I could tell. If I didn't get in the Uber right then, I probably would have ended up in a bush somewhere.
I'm shocked that you made it that late. Well, granted, you didn't have this flight that we had early in the morning.
But I did go out the night before.
You did
till about 4 a.m.
So I'm going to give you credit on that. I stood no chance. I was out cold. I slept well. I have never actually made it into a bed in a hotel when we go out because I always give it to the older guys or whatnot. I slept in a bed.
You beat them home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first. I beat them home because I was trying to get to GCW, but you got there and you were like, "Screw it, I'm taking the bed."
Took the bed.
Which God knows how they made it. The old men made it home by themselves later on that night.
Yeah, that's a shocking feat in itself.
So,
but after that, we made it to SummerSlam.
We did make it to SummerSlam.
Yeah, we ended up buying tickets day of at the box office. So we actually didn't have tickets until that day, but we got floor seats. We're about 10 rows back from the ring. But at the same time, these big arena shows, for me, they don't do anything. Even if you're 10 rows back, we had aisle seats. You could see it, but it's nothing special. So I think we lasted like three or four matches, and we left.
Yeah, no, that's these things. And it was the same thing I told everybody with WrestleMania this year. It's just so hard. These stadium shows, there's probably about 400 good seats in the venue.
Yeah.
And the floor seat's fun. Like, it feels like a party, but you can't see shit.
Yeah, no. I could see the top of their heads. I remember seeing Bobby Lashley versus where the hell his name is, Theory. And then at that point, I was like, I'm not going to make it till the end of this. There's no way. Even though Brock Lesnar, when he had the tractor at the end, would have been pretty cool because it was on our side.
Yeah,
didn't do anything for us. But
no. And we partied pretty late that damn night.
Yeah,
I
feel like you got the COVID.
And I was pretty wild. I had the belt on that night at the bar. That was a hit.
Yeah, we made it to was it at Printer's Alley?
Printers? No, that was not the night. That night. That was the next night.
Oh, that was the next night. Oh God.
So the weekend continued. You guys decided to move your flight to Monday morning.
Yeah.
We saw the writing on the wall. Decided to make a smart decision ahead of time.
That's right. We moved our flight. Yeah, we knew ahead of time because we wanted to see Ric Flair's last match. I realized getting a flight after that probably is not the brightest idea by any means. So we moved our flight to the Monday morning. We went to Ric Flair's last match, which was awesome, actually.
After spending the day at Kid Rock's, which most of the afternoon.
Yeah.
At Kid Rock's. And then went straight to Ric Flair's. And Kid Rock was at Ric Flair's last match.
Yep.
And then Ric Flair said, "We're going back to Kid Rock's." And I said, son of a bitch, the one time we weren't at Kid Rock's that weekend.
We were there all weekend. But that was awesome. The whole show was great. I mean,
really good show. It was kind of nice. It was like they knew if they dragged those matches on, people would be sick and tired by the Ric Flair match. So it was just like quick, fun matches.
Yeah.
For a whole card. And I would go sit through another one of those in a heartbeat.
Oh, 100%. And the best part was, too, is you could pick your own seats.
That
you said buy a ticket, you can find like where you like to sit. So we just got moving.
We kind of challenged ourselves to every drink we would move one section over and see how long we could get around the arena. And we got pretty damn far.
Yeah, we kept going. We were drinking Red Bull vodkas too, which probably wasn't the brightest idea at that time to do Red Bull vodka.
Especially considering we had to leave the next morning for the airport at about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So those Red Bull vodkas, they kept us going till about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, kept us going because the last match with Ric Flair, which apparently he said he passed out twice during, was awesome. Just to see him in the ring was an incredible time. We ended up buying, I know you can't see it behind me, but
I can see it a little bit. But we got turnbuckles.
We got some turnbuckles. Walking around with that, I just kept hitting you with it. We ended up at Printer's Alley, even though in my head was saying, Dan, you have to wake up like at 5 a.m. to go get a flight. But in my other side of my head was basically saying, well, we're at Printer's Alley. And I found a place called, what was the name of that place? The Groove Zone? Or
Boogie's Blues Bar.
Boogie's Blue. You can't say no to Boogie's Blues Bar. So
no, but before that, even I did karaoke.
That's right. Forgot you did karaoke.
Yeah, so that was an ugly night to get on a plane.
Right.
And you had it easy. I had to get on a plane the next morning and go to goddamn California.
Yeah, that was very fun.
That was one of the worst days of my life. I'm gonna throw it out there. I didn't have a license. I didn't have credit cards. I didn't have a cell phone. And I got to California. And then I had to drive 2.5 hours. So that was hands down a top 3 worst day of my life. But we made it through. It was a great weekend.
Great weekend. Yep. So
I don't know that Nashville's in my future anytime soon. I don't know I can handle it.
No, we need a break from Nashville for a while, I think. Until another big event comes around there, I think we need to just take our time and avoid Nashville at all costs.
I imagine it's on AEW's radar at some juncture.
Oh, yeah. We'll make it over there for that.
So if they announce, they'll probably announce at All Out. They'll probably be like, hey, Full Gear's in Nashville. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. It's going to be rough.
So if Full Gear or Revolution are in Nashville, we're in big, big, big trouble.
Yeah.
Impact is running Nashville, I think, in 2 weeks or in October. And I'm like, no,
can't do Nashville.
Can't do it. It's off limits for a while.
Yeah, so that's why we missed the week after Nashville because we were recovering for quite some time.
Quite some time is an understatement. It took me about 5 days to fully recover, but during the week, I didn't have any voice. I was just talking, and it was, you've heard me get my no voice before after, Bonnaroo's.
Right.
Hey guys, I can't talk like this. And it just hurts to talk. And so there was no podcasting in my future that week.
No, it was horrible. Horrible. And
we were the only two that didn't return from that trip without COVID.
Yeah, everybody else got COVID. I kept testing myself, no COVID, but yeah, the rest of the crew all got COVID.
That's our immunity, or we had it the week before.
Yeah, who knows? But when I got back from that trip, I found out that I needed to go on an 8-day cruise with the family.
You had a couple of days to recover.
A couple of days. And then I had to go on an 8-day Southern Caribbean cruise out of Miami.
So tell us all about that. You get the floor is yours.
Oh. So I tried to get out of this. I'll go with my family and my in-laws. We fly down to Miami, and I told my wife, I'm not going on this cruise unless I get the drink package. She goes, do you really think you're going to drink enough to justify the $900 drink package? I go, yes. I know for a fact I'm going to drink enough to get through this $900 drink package.
That drink package might have paid, if it was in Nashville, it might have paid for itself in about 45 minutes.
Oh, 100%.
Well, actually, if we get lunch on Friday.
Yeah, it's $550.
Yeah.
So it would have been that. So got the drink package. We flew into Miami. We got on this cruise ship, and I did not stop drinking from the beginning until the end.
Frankly, I've heard about it. I'm surprised you're still alive because that's how Amy Winehouse died.
Yeah.
She just stopped and dropped dead.
It was the only way I was getting through that.
I think that's what's going to happen to you. I mean, maybe you've been sneaking drinks in your morning breakfast coffee, but if not, I don't know how you're still going. I think your body's going to quit eventually.
Oh, it's going to quit. But I don't understand. I mean, I absolutely hate cruising. I don't know what people do outside of drinking. There's nothing to do. They sit by the pool all day long. They'll go for dinner. They'll watch a stupid show. They'll walk around the cruise ship and go shopping. If it wasn't for the drinking, I honestly think I would have been the one to jump overboard.
But can't you say that for us, like for a lot of activities?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think I'd like going to like a Red Sox game if I wasn't allowed to drink.
But you can bear it for 5 hours.
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
How do you get through 8 days?
I don't think I could do anything for 8 days straight.
Oh my god!
I don't think I could Disney for 8 days straight. I don't think I could go to wrestling shows for 8 days straight. I don't think I could play PlayStation for 8 days straight. I don't think there's anything I could do for 8 days straight.
It's horrifying. So I bought this guy. His name was Jenner.
You can't say, Jesus Christ! It's 2022. You're gonna get us canceled.
I bought a guy. I tipped him well.
You purchased him.
So he brought me my Trulies anytime I wanted them, wherever I wanted. By day 4, I think it was probably day 5.
I think by my calculations, it was day 5.
So he came up to me and said, "Dan, we're a little low in Trulies. I'm going to put some aside for you."
Which, interesting enough, it's exactly the same thing that happened on the cruise we went on this year.
100%. Exactly the same timing. So he put a bunch away for me. So by day 6, they ran out of Trulies, but not for me. So he kept bringing them to me. That's kind of the reason why I'm drinking Trulies tonight, actually, in honor of.
You might have a problem now. You might be addicted to Trulies.
So people started coming up to me on the ship, asking me where I got the Trulies. I go, I don't know. There must have been a couple left. And then people started asking my wife, "Hey, where did he get the Truly?" And there was this girl that went to the bar and asked, he got a Truly. They said there's Trulies here. And the bartender said there's none left. And she threw a complete fit. I've never seen a person throw a fit over a drink. She couldn't have got like anything else in the world, but I wanted the Truly more than anything. So I got under radar. But after that, the Truly started getting like secretly handed to me. It's a weird thing. Like I got 2 dropped off at my door and at my room. Like it started getting like not in the public, so I had to find I got a cup. And I started pouring them into the cup and walking around with that rather than having the cans.
It's so interesting that it's happened 2 cruises in a row.
Yeah.
So like it's clearly like a thing. So it's like maybe it's like a weight thing. Like they can't bring that much on, so they just bring. They know after 60% of the cruises off, they're not going to piss anybody off enough that it's going to cause them to not book again in the future or something.
Yeah.
Because it's an easy enough thing to switch. Hey, go have a vodka tonic.
Right.
Or, but have a beer. Yeah. But if the Trulies were gone day 1, people would be like, I'm never fucking going on this cruise again.
Right. I think they don't plan on people drinking enough for like 60 people.
6 individuals.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that could have been an issue too when it came to that. But I just drank literally every single morning. I got 3 Irish coffees.
Good for you.
Then I just went to the Trulies at 10:30 and just did what I could from there.
Never really got hammered. Well, I imagine eventually it got up, but
yeah, it got up there at the end. But the thing is, every single person that I watched that got beers or drinks, nobody tips. Not a single person tips because they think, okay, you prepaid your gratuities, which is basically $100 a person, so nobody tips. I would give this guy not much. I mean, $20, $10 here, $10 here and there. he'd be like literally by my side. He's basically like part of the family at that point.
And he probably knew after day one, like you weren't cheating on him.
You what?
You weren't cheating on him after day one.
No.
So it's like he's like, all right, this guy's good for a couple $100, 8 days.
Right. Feed him here, a little bit there. So people are cheap.
Yeah.
So anyway, you buy a guy on a cruise.
Oh God.
And they'll be by your side the entire time, and they'll just help you out. They'll get you your drinks. You're good to go.
And unfortunately, you checked. He's not going to be around in February when we go on our second.
Yeah, I asked him. He's taking a break.
Did you ask him for a friend at least?
I should have asked for. I didn't ask for a friend.
Yeah,
That's right. They're easy enough to get. So we'll see.
Pick him up and put him in your pocket.
So I did the math. So between my wife and I, because we both had to get a drink package, came to $900. I got 204 drinks for the 8 days.
And that's not including doubles.
That's not including doubles.
Yeah. So
outside of like the 10 drinks that my wife got, so say I got 194. The average cost, I think, came out to it was like $1,900 based on Irish coffees, because Irish coffees were $13.99.
Still cheaper than Nashville.
So I saved myself $1,000 by doing that drink package.
Well worth it.
Well worth it. So anybody who doesn't do the drink package are idiots. If they're drinkers, it doesn't make any. And I was drinking Trulies. Can you imagine if people drinking hard alcohol? I could have put a $5,000 tab on that thing.
Oh, this is kind of tying the cruise together to our Nashville trip. So we should say our Nashville trip involves some of our cruise friends. Now that we all know each other's drinking prowess, I pray for the cruise in January.
Big trouble.
If we drink even half of what we drank in Nashville, that cruise is going to run out of Trulies. It's going to run out of vodka. It's going to run out of Fireball by day 2.
Well, last Jericho cruise, they did run out of Trulies on day 2.
Yeah, but you had your guy.
So. Yeah, my guy. I bought a guy, so he had the Trulies put locked away.
But if we do even a fraction of what we did in Nashville on this upcoming cruise,
yeah, big trouble.
Yeah, we're in big trouble. We might have to buy 2 guys. One last question for the cruise. Did you get any pay-per-view movies on the cruise?
I got no pay-per-view movies.
Oh.
I probably should have. Because cruises, this is part of the reason why Jericho cruise is a completely different atmosphere. But all regular cruises, you basically have 17 channels on TV, 15 of which are basically just advertisement to get another cruise.
Yeah.
So it's everything's a sales point on cruises. Nothing was fun. There was nothing to do.
The Magician wasn't fun?
The Magician was not fun. Nothing was fun about this cruise. And I had to grin and bear it with my in-laws, who basically slept 18 hours a day. And I had to sit at dinner every single day at 5:15 for this fancy dinner with them for 2 hours. And I just kept drinking Trulies. Usually I'm pretty well behaved around my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. This cruise, I gave up. I said, I'm done. I am done, and this is who I am, and this is how it's going to happen. I can't do it anymore.
I said your kids are going to go back to school this week or next week, and they're going to be like, what did you do on summer vacation? And they're going to be like, hey, we went on a cruise, and Dad drank about 1,000 Trulies.
Yeah, my oldest kept saying, stop drinking all the Trulies. I go, don't tell me what to do. I brought you on this cruise, and that's it. Oh, it's a nightmare. I don't understand how people do it. And you know what movie they put on outdoor movie screen every single night?
I don't want to get you started on this one.
Batman, which I think is probably one of the worst movies ever made. So they're putting a 3.5-hour movie, which is basically
serial killers want to see.
Right. There are people sitting outside every single night watching this thing. There's something ain't right. Those are the type of people where they need to get questioned when they get off board. Something mentally right with them.
The only movie that should be playing on board outside on a cruise is like Cocktail.
Right. Something enjoyable. Funny.
What's a good one? Like Couples Retreat or something,
Exactly.
Like an island or something. Or the one with Ben Stiller, The Heartbreak Kid.
Yep. Good stuff. The only 2 movies I ever saw on anything in the movie theater or outside was Batman and Moonfall. Those are the only 2 movies that they played.
Moonfall looked kind of cool. You watched that one?
I watched like half of it, but it wasn't an exciting movie on a cruise. It wasn't getting me
definitely
excited.
not on a cruise. No, that's a popcorn movie. You want some popcorn, not a margarita.
No. So I'm done with cruise ships. Apparently they're going on another one in January. Well, that's different.
Jericho cruise doesn't count.
So there's another cruise my family's going on in January, which I straight up said no. I'm not doing it. So I'm out. So they're all gonna go. I'm not doing it.
There you go.
Yeah. Nope. They can sit there and sleep by the pool all day long and do nothing with their lives. It was miserable. Play bingo.
How was bingo?
Bingo's not fun either. I went to an art auction.
Did you buy anything?
I didn't buy it because it looks like literally I could have probably drew the things. They were selling for $650 for junk. Anyway, that was my week. I can't believe I survived it. This is my first drink, actually. I had one beer yesterday.
Well, while you were there, I thought I was in for a boring time, but then I got to Florida and work was like, yeah, what you just had fell through. So stay in Florida. So that wasn't great for me because I immediately booked a 3-day trip to Orlando.
Had to do it.
So I ended up having a great time. I had one of my best Orlando trips in quite some time. What happened? First night got very, very out of control. I was planning on having a nice chill evening at Disney Springs. Got out of control in a real hurry.
Disney Springs never ends well.
I didn't end at Disney Springs. I ended up at the boardwalk.
Oh God.
So did my usual thing. I was at T-Rex and I hit some of my other stops. I hit them all. Basically. And I was hanging out at the Jack Lindsay's Hangar Bar. You know.
Yeah, good place.
Good place. And I'm hanging and the guy talking to makes me. He asked for the menu. And I started talking to him. He was from the Boston area, Malden.
Okay.
Good guy. He was on the same kind of vacation as me. Just him. Hanging out. Going to Disney. Getting drunk. Like, hey, buddy, you're not gay, are you? Not that there's anything wrong with that. I was like, you want to go pick up some women at the dance hall? He's like, let's go.
Dance hall is the best.
So it was like Night at the Roxbury. We go over there. We might have been the only two men in the building. I was beating up women with a stick. It was wild.
Dance hall is a highly underrated place.
I couldn't believe it. We got there, and I'm telling you, there might have been 3 other men in the building, and it was all women. And this guy was like, I had just met. We were having fun. We had a couple drinks at Disney Springs before we head over. He was like, good Lord, how do you know about this place? I'm like, I know everywhere at Disney. He's like, there's something wrong with you, but I like it. It's like,
place is great.
So we're singing and dancing. We're dancing with girls. I was afraid I was going to get monkeypox the next day. That's how close I was to these girls. Oh, yeah. Geez. I was getting some skin on skin action. And wow. That was a night. That was night 1. I was expecting to be a nice, chill evening.
Never happens over at Disney, though. I don't know how you expect to have a chill evening at Disney.
Well, it was supposed to end at 11 o'clock. Did not end at 11 o'clock. I got in about 2 o'clock. So got in about 2 o'clock. Next, I forget, but I'm trying to think. But next day was Universal. So I did a full day at Universal. Hit all the City Walk restaurants. The first night was pretty good. I was pretty well behaved. I didn't spend too much money. So I was like, oh, this is great. I went to the dance hall, went to Disney Springs, kept it under $300.
It's a win.
And I was after Nashville. That was a win and a half. The next day did not go well.
No. They give evidence behind you.
Yeah. I spent a silly amount of money the next day at Universal Studios. You're welcome. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I got a tattoo.
They get to show it to everybody.
No, I can't. It's too hard to twist and shout. Maybe it's still healing. It's all crusty. So maybe in the future. But yeah, went to Universal Studios. I went to the first park. Then I came out to City Walk to get lunch, and I thought, wow, this is the first time I've seen the tattoo parlor open in almost 2.5 years. I might as well check it out. So I got a tattoo. Then I went back into the Island of Adventure.
You're not going to explain what the tattoo is?
Oh, I can. It was on my mind. It was something I had a whim about the night before because I got back from the dance hall, and obviously my drunken go-to movie is Frozen 2, as most of you already know.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day, I really hadn't sobered up at any point. I was still just riding the same drunk from the night before. So I got the crest of Arendelle tattooed on me.
You got Disney all over your body.
Yeah, I think the next one's going to need to mix it up just so I don't have a trend. Oh, hey, I'm gonna have to mix it up.
The trend is there.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to break the trend, but I mean, if you go too deep into the trend, I think it gets a little weird. But yeah, so that happened. I went back into the park, had another good time at Island of Adventure, and then I went to Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
Oh, great place.
I requested our guy,
The trivia guy.
guy. Yeah, I said, "Where is he?" And, oh, he's working at the top bar. I go, oh, okay, I'll go sit with him. Sat with him. He did his trivia thing. Other people sat down. He was like, hey, watch this. And he did the trivia thing to me, and I knew all the answers, and then we just impressed those people. So I was in on the bit.
Yeah.
The people were like, whoa. So it was cool. I sat there, had a couple drinks, and went back to the hotel. When City Walk closed. When City Walk closed, oh, that was bad. I had to get an Uber. Not a fun time.
No?
That's the first time I've ever Ubered out of Universal late at night. I don't think I'll be doing that again.
Just a mess, or?
It's a train wreck. Train wrecks. My Uber kept going. It was like all out in Chicago all over again.
Oh,
There's
God.
just people everywhere trying to get Ubers, and it's like 45 minutes. It keeps going up. I go, fuck this. I'm getting a black car.
Yeah.
So I get the black car, and it wasn't that much more money.
No, they never are. Like
No,
$10 more usually.
It's right. So I see him sitting in the line, and so I text him, and I'm like, hey, buddy, sorry you have to deal with all this bullshit. Don't worry, I'll leave you a nice tip. So he finally gets me, and I go, oh man, that was Jesus Christ. I'll never not do that again. And so I left him a good tip. On the way back, we're going, he's driving me home, and he's like, he's a cool guy. We're shooting the shit, and blah, blah, blah. I go, hey man, my hotel's right here. Hooters is right here. Why don't you come to Hooters with me?
Oh, God.
And he thought about it, but then he said, no. He's like, no, this is the hot hour. I need to keep working. All right. You don't want to come to Hooters.
Do you go to Hooters?
Yeah, I went to Hooters.
Yeah.
I shut Hooters down.
You can't say no to Hooters.
I think I almost, night 2 in a row. I'm doing pretty good with the women in Orlando. So.
And these past 3 weeks have been rough.
I haven't even got to Around the World.
Oh, God. That's the next one.
Yeah, so that Sunday was Around the World.
Hold on. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. You continue real quick.
And I'll tell you. So I went to do Around the World at Epcot. And it was good, but it was very, very hot. I've always talked about doing Orlando in July and August and say it's not that bad. This time it was bad. Very, very bad. It was about 93 degrees with 90% humidity. So your shirt was wet after like 20 minutes outside. It was painful. Luckily, I was staying at the Swan right next to Epcot. So I literally went back to the hotel and showered 3 times over the course of the day. So I'm not going to say I recommend doing August, July anymore. I always was a guy who recommended it, but right now I'd say maybe not. It was pretty disgusting, but did Around the World. That was a good time. Hit all the countries, drank all the drinks. Did no beer, which was probably a stupid move, but I drank a lot of drinks, and yeah, it was a good time. The Wine and Food Fest was going on. So, hey, Dad's back. All right. I was saying how the Wine and Food Fest was going on.
Oh, the best time of the year.
It was the best time of the year, but I was saying it was so damn hot that it was close to painful level. So I really wasn't focusing on the other countries. I was kind of just focused on getting around the world done.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it. Of course I did it. But it was painful. It was one of those days. It was like so hot and I was sweating so profusely. No matter how fast I drank, I wasn't getting drunk. I think the pace I was going with the drinks and the time, I think I could have done 3 around the world if it had been 50 degrees.
Yeah, that's what happens with the hot weather. Like you sweat everything out. By the time you go to drink, there's no way you could do it.
Right. So I basically just completed the around the world for the sake of completing it.
Mm-hmm.
That was about 5 o'clock, and I was like, screw it. I'm going back to the hotel. I'm going to shower and come back. Oh, I forgot, too, before. I saw Joey Fatone and Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC. So I saw 2 fits of NSYNC.
Over at the American, what do they call it now?
Yeah.
American Pavilion.
Yeah, so that was fun. He sang, he sang a bunch of songs. They sang that one NSYNC one. I want you back.
Oh, it was Backstreet Boys.
Oh, maybe that one. No, that's Backstreet's Back. NSYNC's I want you.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, that was good. So I went back to the hotel, and I was planning on going back, but I got pretty drunk at the hotel bar because I was finally in air conditioning, and I started drinking doubles.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So I got pretty drunk. I figured they shut down that bar at about 8, 9 o'clock, and they were like, well, there's one open at the next bar. And I mean, the next hotel at the Dolphin, they stay open late.
Mm-hmm.
So I got over there. There was like a conference going on there, like a conference. You know, that's a bigger hotel. They have like all the meeting halls and all that shit. It was bumping, man. It was a Sunday night and it was pumping. It was people. It was packed. I met this guy and he's like, I'm the keynote speaker tomorrow. I need a drink to loosen my nerves. Then he wanted to try to keep up with me. That guy was shit-faced after like an hour.
I think people realize that with us when they start drinking with us. They realize like that's like beer number 6, 7, 8. They're like, boy, we're in trouble.
This guy was absolutely hammered. He wanted so bad after the first 15 minutes to like keep up with me, and it was like, nope, not happening. I mean, he was the keynote speaker the next day. I can guarantee you that day did not go well.
Oh man, so that's why we missed the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, we're back now though. Welcome back. It only took 15 minutes to bring you up to speed. Oh, I forgot too. Over at that conference at Disney, those girls, they're okay.
Over at anywhere in Florida,
Yeah.
especially Orlando.
I'll tell you though, I did meet my match. The match is separating them from their group in Disney and Universal. It's impossible. So you can get the girl, but you can't separate them from their group.
Yeah. So it's a lost cause.
It's a lost cause.
Yeah.
Hey, we're back.
That was a recap.
TV roundup.
We're gonna do fire rounds here because we gotta keep this at least around an hour, but who knows at this point.
Well, we should. We'll just say the TV roundup. We both watched She-Hulk.
Yes.
I'm very good.
100% in this one.
Very, very high hopes so far.
Yeah.
First episode was everything I wanted it to be, and then some.
Right. Not what I expected.
Okay, see, it's almost exactly what I expected.
I didn't know they were going to go where they went and some of the stuff.
We're not going to go too spoilery yet, but
No, just not going to say vulgar. It's not vulgar at all.
Oh, okay.
But they went to the route where, like, the dirty route compared to like where Marvel has been the past 6 or 7 seasons of.
They almost gave us a Captain America fucks.
Exactly. Lots of dicks. You get them flipping each other off. It's just lots of stuff going on that they have not done in any series on Disney yet. Not even close to this.
This is a little complaint, and it's not even so much a complaint, but all these other Marvel series, they've usually debuted with 2 episodes.
Right.
This one is the only one so far that feels like you really could have used the 2nd episode.
I think they did it because the Hulk was in the 1st episode.
Okay.
And that was enough to hook everybody.
That was enough drawing power.
Yeah, where you're not going to see him anymore, really, for a while.
No, I'm going to disagree with you there.
You think you're seeing every episode?
I don't think every episode, but I think he's got his own storyline.
Yeah.
And we saw the beginning of it, and it ties back to Thor 3.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a big going forward. I think this is going to be like an underlying storyline of the whole season.
But it's not going to be in episode 2. Episode 2 is going to be all about her.
No. 100%.
So that's why they did it, because they did a 2nd episode all about her after you just saw an entire episode with the Hulk.
Right.
It's almost like a downer for people who don't really understand it. So
I get you where you're coming from. I'm just sort of the opposite. I think for that reason they should have given us an extra episode this week.
You don't think that would have soured people though?
No, I think it would have been like, all right, here's your sort of your prologue.
Yeah.
Here's the show itself. But that's just a nitpick. I'm sorry. But
that's definitely a nitpick.
I'll already say that Tatiana Mansley, I'm probably saying that wrong. Maslany?
I don't know.
I screwed that up.
It's close
either way.
We'll just say close enough.
She's easily the most likable female in the MCU already.
Oh yeah, 100%. She sold me from literally the beginning of that opening segment. Like, I'm in on this girl.
Yeah, this is going to be us getting canceled again. Everybody's going to be like, "Oh, you don't like any of them, like Black Widow and Captain Marvel." No, she's just that much better.
No, Brie Larson sucks, and I'm going to get into this again, but I can't stand her.
Imagine putting the 2 of them on screen together, because it's going to happen,
right?
And it's just going to be like, who do you like? Yeah, her.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not sure if it was. I want to say it was Mark Ruffalo or Kevin Feige. It was one of the 2 of them. I forget who. But they said that there won't be an Avengers movie without her for the foreseeable future.
Who?
She-Hulk.
Oh, She-Hulk. Okay.
So I go, that's awesome. Sign her up and put her in as much. Yeah.
100% in there. I was a little worried for the first segment when she goes, okay, let's see. This is what happened.
I don't like.
Here we go down friggin' what was the last show that was on Disney Plus?
Oh, Miss Marvel.
I was like, oh god, they're going down this road again, but they didn't. It's completely.
That's another. I don't love the 4th wall stuff, but I'm guessing there's going to be some sort of explanation behind it.
Yeah.
Like her talking to the audience.
Right.
It feels like something like they probably tried to cut out, but then there was certain stuff that they just couldn't make work without doing it. So
yeah. The one nitpick I had, it's not a spoiler because it has nothing to do with the show. When she hugged the Hulk? Do you remember that time where they finally went away? They hugged each other by the Jeep? Yeah. And because it's all CGI, she didn't realize when the hug was over. So he pulled away, but she was still trying to hug. So you could tell it didn't work. The whole CGI with her hugging like a fake person didn't work. But that's my one nitpick.
I'll say too, this is there is a post-credit scene. And typically I'm not a big fan of the funny post-credit scene. I want I want something further in, or teasing something. Like these funny ones, they don't do it for me. The Thor funny post-credit scene just made me angry.
Yeah.
This is the best one by far. This is worth
because we're drinkers. Like
probably.
Anything at a bar, I think we're going to agree on. I don't think it's anything outside of that. So.
But this post-credit scene is great. So be sure to stick around for this post-credit scene if you haven't.
Oh, it's fantastic. They definitely. I mean, Disney is they're lingering the line right now. They were.
We're talking about like. This already seems to be one of these polarizing shows where like the critical reaction is like this show sucks.
Yeah,
this is for idiots like us, I think.
Oh, definitely. This is going to be a good one. So, outside of that, there's really not much. I mean, I didn't watch anything. I watched all of Seinfeld season 8. So, not that that's going to be a TV roundup, but that's all I watched because I had no internet service. I couldn't do anything, so that's all I watched was Seinfeld because I downloaded Netflix. That's it.
I haven't watched anything else either because I've been bracing myself. We have too much coming up. We have She-Hulk. We have House of the Dragon starting on Sunday. We have Lord of the Rings in like 2 weeks. We have Andor in like 3 weeks. So I'm just bracing myself.
It's begun. So we'll talk. Obviously, we'll preview that stuff. Do you have to watch Game of Thrones to understand House of Dragon? What is House of Dragon?
No, so it's closer to like the Lord of the Rings. This is like 400-year prequel.
Okay.
Like 400-year prequel. You're not going to have to know shit.
Maybe I'll give it a shot because I did not like Game of Thrones. So maybe I'll try House of Dragon.
One thing that already has me, I don't know, worried is the right word, but concerned. But like clearly going into this, Matt Smith is by far the biggest name attached to the show. And that's sort of like the first season of Game of Thrones was Sean Bean was by far the biggest name attached to the show.
Right.
And he died the first season. And everybody thought it was like the biggest shock of all time because they killed off the main character in season 1. As of right now, I'd be shocked if that doesn't happen to Matt Smith.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Like, so I just kind of like, don't get too attached to Matt Smith being awesome in this show because it's probably not going to last.
Yeah, they all die in these shows, right?
Yeah, but give me like 3 seasons of Matt Smith and I'm happy.
Yeah.
I don't want 6 episodes of Matt Smith. Move on.
Get his head chopped off. That's it.
No, he's probably getting eaten by a dragon. So.
All right, so let's have this. Let's do a quick this week's hangover. I know you want to get into MCU, and then, man, this is gonna be a long one. All right, this week's hangover.
This week's hangover.
All right, so this week's hangover. We're not getting into much. I know a lot has happened, but the only thing I want to talk about real quick with Madden comes out tomorrow. I've been playing it nonstop from the early access. I'm a big fan of the Ultimate Team stuff, so that's just all I do. I just play the Ultimate Team, get the challenges, get the rewards. The only thing that's so creepy about this already for Madden 23 is they're trying to portray Madden as like this young stud, and they have like long hair. He's like the coach that you have to be. And they use like him as old recording. It's just very creepy at this point where I don't like to see 24-year-old John Madden on the sideline, like coaching, and then him doing like old recordings that he did like from 1999, like talking about players. So they're going a little too hard on doing the memory of John Madden, which I don't know. I mean, I've only played about 8 hours worth so far, and I'm already a little creeped out of this whole Madden thing. So,
all right.
Anyway, gameplay's the same. Nothing's changed. But so let's get into MCU and DC rundown for you, Schubert.
Yeah, basically, this happened 3 days after our last episode, so I've just been holding this all inside for the last 3 weeks. At Comic-Con, we predicted this would happen. but they basically announced the next 3 phases of the MCU. Gave us quite a few release dates, full slate. They finally announced the next 2, not 1, but 2 Avengers movies. They'll be considered phase 6. The first one being called the Kang Dynasty, the second one being Secret Wars. I predicted this a couple weeks ago on the pod. Said this was headed towards Secret Wars. I'm excited, but I think there's still a lot of pieces they haven't set yet that they need to before they do Secret Wars. And the current slate they have, I don't know that they have enough time to do that.
So you're not overly excited for this then?
I am, but I'm not. It's one of those, it's going to be incredibly hard to do without Doctor Doom. It's tough. We didn't get any sort of X-Men news. They did announce the Fantastic Four, so that's happening before Secret Wars, which is one of the big pieces. But they're going to kind of have to finagle this together. So I think it'll probably be it'll be some sort of combination of the 80s series and then the most recent one from about 2015, which is one of my favorite comic book arcs of all time. So I have high hopes for that. But I think maybe they should have gave it a couple more years. It's coming in about 3 years from now, which it seems like a little bit of a rush.
Now I'm going to throw this out here, and this is just completely random. Do you feel that the MCU is starting to take a step back ever since Avengers Endgame?
Oh, for sure. I think that we talked about it the last time, which was a long time ago, that like they were lacking a direction. And we were hoping that the announcement would give us some sort of direction. And that's what this does. It's just it just seems quick. They're basically gonna flesh out 2 more phases over the next 3 years, which was 10 years for the first the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, but even that, the quality of movies, I feel like has not been the same for a while. I mean, you got Doctor Strange, you had the Thor, which was good, but nothing special. I mean, you had Shang-Chi, Eternals.
Yeah, we've been.
It almost seems like their quality has taken a huge backseat for a while now.
So here's sort of my theory, and it's just a theory, but it's that they want to introduce all these characters, and then Secret Wars, which is going to be the second of the 2 Avengers movies. It's going to be sort of like a reset, not quite. Crisis on Infinite Earths, like full reset. But so basically you'll have the characters, but with a fresh start, I think.
Yeah.
And so then we have all the characters established. Then we'll start doing, all right, he gets a big movie here. He gets a big movie there. He gets a series here. And then we'll do an Avengers every 3 years or something like that.
Yeah.
I think they just want to have all these characters established. Because like Moon Knight, they introduced us, and no information about a second series, him showing up in other movies, anywhere. So, like, what's the point? And there's so many new series coming out. They're gonna have to. They just can't be cranking out that much content,
right?
So I think we'll introduce everybody, do Secret Wars, and then we'll kind of get like a soft reset. I mean, you still have to do X-Men. X-Men has to happen eventually.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely
like
work.
They've given us 6 phases. Phase 7 is going to be X-Men and nothing else.
Yeah. I hope they pull together because your boy Bob, from whenever he became this little president, everything's been going downhill. Not just MCU, but I feel Star Wars too. Like nothing is getting me excited.
Like, you can't blame Kevin Feige for this.
No, you can't.
This has to be all like forced hand stuff.
Right. Because, I mean, it's not going to come out.
I'll be honest with you. So this is kind of where it gets, tinfoil hat-ish. Is it goes back to, which I forgot to mention about, I rode Guardians of the Galaxy ride which I can give them finally got on this damn ride. Like, it was fine, but Disney Orlando, they can't do rides or Avengers Campus or anything like that because it's conflicts with Universal having the rights to all these old characters. So I think they're just throwing new characters at a wall, hoping they stick, and they have enough that they can do an Avengers Campus without Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And they can just build an Avengers Campus with, Shang-Chi and the Eternals. And I don't know who else, but.
I mean, do you think it's a cultural thing where they need to be so diverse where they're almost force-feeding it, where.
Well, then it's just history replaying itself because the comics went through this like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And everybody had the same reaction and they still went ahead with it. So, and they got their backlash. Now that's like, we're doing it with the movies. So that's probably Bob.
Well, I hope they get together because, I mean, you hate to see force feeding stuff, but at the same time, they have enough material where they can make some good movies. Where She-Hulk, I think, is going to be the underlying factor for. I think this is going to be the winner for us for a series in a while.
I think for a while, yeah, I agree with that. But we'll see. Next year's pretty strong. We have the Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is the first movie of Phase 5.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a big barometer point because that's going to deal with Kang, which Kang's going to be the big villain of the next Avengers movie. So we'll see how that works. And then you have Guardians coming out. That's a no miss.
Right.
And then you have the Marvels, which could be a big miss.
Yeah.
So
let's hope. I hope they don't go down the DC route where DC just lost their way.
Well, DC's we got the new boss who I've been raving about. I'm gonna start calling him Anti-Bob. What's his name? Zalavez or Zalzalev? I can never say his name right.
It's close.
He's Anti-Bob. He is just doing great. He's just canceling all these lame movies. Like, see ya, Batgirl. See ya, Supergirl. You're done. We're not even gonna release you in theaters.
I love it. No matter, it was $100 million they put into Batgirl or something crazy.
When he took over, we talked about how he was going to be a good thing because my personal thing, he said he was going to put a very lot of stock into Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. DC, he wants to do it sounds like he wants to do a full reset.
Which would be amazing. They need to because they completely lost the direction where they're doing just side movies to this point. There's no continuation in these movies whatsoever. If they do a reset, it could be incredible. They have the characters for sure.
I like how they said this was going around the internet like 2-3 days ago, was that there was like a board meeting and there was like 3 trains of thoughts at the board meeting. And they said he wanted to release The Flash. The board did not want to release The Flash. They said if he was to release The Flash, they were basically going to put a gun to Ezra Miller's head and say, "Hey, I'm a mental patient, and I'm sorry." And then like 2 days later, sure enough, Ezra Miller comes out and says, "Hey, I'm a mental patient, and I'm sorry." So that means they're releasing The Flash.
Yeah,
and I think they're probably going to somehow make that flashpoint. It just be like, "Hey, this universe is dead."
Mm-hmm.
But interestingly enough, he did say the one thing that was going to stick around was Peacemaker. So
Peacemaker's going to stay around. So. All right, fair enough. Well, let's get into the RIP. This is going to be an hour and 30 because we're not doing the RIP and not doing the trivia because I already put my time into it. So It's going to happen.
And I was expecting after we've been off for a month, I thought you were going to do like the Oscars, do like a whole.
Well, here's the thing. I'm promising everybody right now because next week, if you're around, we're going to be doing the podcast on Wednesday because my family is leaving me on Wednesday. So I have an entire day. So I'm going to make a special trailer that's going to debut next Wednesday.
Okay. Wow.
Something to look forward to.
I'm looking forward to it already.
So
it's going to be the photo evidence of the Bender.
Lots of photo evidence. We're going to do a whole recap. I didn't have time today, Didn't have time this week, and partly because my head still isn't fully there.
Yeah, I can't
But
imagine.
next week I will have a full recap of the last month.
Wow.
Some good stuff, some disturbing stuff.
And mostly disturbing, I imagine.
Lots of disturbing stuff. So,
Okay.
let's get into the RIP this week. All right, so there are a lot of RIPs the past month, but
About 10 days ago, I would have put good money that it was going to be either one of us.
yeah, 100%. I thought I was a dead man walking. But Anne Hesh, and the not funny thing about her, but she was so familiar to me. But then I looked at all her number one movies. None of them really stuck out to me that I wouldn't really recognize her.
The only one is 6 days, 7 nights. Is it?
The one that clicked for me was that she was the lead actress in the show Hung.
Yeah, no, that's literally the only thing I knew her from.
That was it. And I was like, how do I know this girl from so much? And I finally figured it out. Hung was the one thing that I remember her the most for outside of
being Ellen's girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm 100% on board with you there. Yeah. That's it. I when I watched Hung, I didn't know it was her, and then at one point I realized that. I'm like, oh, that's her.
Right. But you looked at her and you'd be like, oh my goodness, she was in everything, but then Shirley wasn't in everything. She's just so familiar because of that one show.
Also, kind of a fiery death, huh? She probably could have been the asshole of the week this week.
Yeah. It was her own fault. Just threw it out there. But
yeah, this week's Play the Drunken Asshole of the Week video.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Not good.
Burned some poor lady's house down. Yeesh.
Yeah, poor lady's house. Yeah, not good. So
I thought for sure this week you would have done like the Oscars, like the whole like in memoriam, had a whole list of the people gone over the last 20
years. If I had more time, I would have, because there was a lot of deaths.
Tons.
A lot of deaths.
And shockingly, neither of us.
No. We both survived, so there's hope. But let's get to Stump the Shoe.
Let's make
it PC, Ann. It has a quick one for you, but I don't know. You kind of deserved it. Let's go and Stump the Shoe.
But before you stump me, I bought these because I was planning on doing a beer review, but I forgot. I've been drinking them. So these are the
Corona Seltzers.
Yes. So I've been drinking these. Not that bad. Not that bad. If you like sodas, like if you like a vodka soda,
yeah,
I'd say these are for you.
So you're off Bud Lights now. No, I've been watching what you're drinking now. You have you're turning into a seltzer guy.
Ever since Nashville, it hasn't been the same.
Yeah.
I've had a couple, but I haven't had like an outside in the heat drinking. I can't do it in the heat. The only time I can drink a Bud Light for right now or the foreseeable future is in a cool, air-conditioned room.
So I'm a little worried because come this Jericho cruise.
Oh, we're drinking hard liquor the whole time and nothing else.
You're not going to drink seltzers?
I'll probably have some Trulies until they run out.
So we're gonna be buying guys left and right, like see who can stock more in their coolers. I have a feeling that me and you are gonna get into a little heated exchange trying to find out where we can get the Celsius.
I know how they have the Deck Wars theme there. We might have the assisted theme wars.
I'll give you 50. I'll give you 100. I'll give you 200. God.
Yeah, no. We'll see. It's going to take a lot. I've had a couple Bud Lights just kind of like because I've been craving the taste, but I haven't had more than 6 since Nashville. Nashville broke me.
Seltzer guy now. That's it. So it did it to me. I think I turned the corner real quick for what I forget what the reason was that I turned the corner.
See, I still could do the Bud Lights. It is the second they go under or go over, I want to say like 20 degrees. I'm out.
Yeah, once they get warm, they're undrinkable.
Undrinkable. I had one yesterday at Bombshells. I knew I was going to get sick going down.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
That's the thing about we go to a lot of events too. You can't drink a Bud Light at an event because they're already warm when they hand them to you.
When they hand them to you.
And then you have to go there and cheer on. And you're taking sips here and there. Not like you're chugging drinks, not sitting at a bar where it's cold.
And that's why we drink them so fast, is just to get it over with.
Right.
And then we get hammered and don't remember the main event.
Yeah.
So, Ring of Honor, I think, was the first time we fully made it to a main event, like coherent.
Yeah.
And it's because we were drinking High Noons all day.
Yeah, High Noons. And then same thing with Ric Flair. We're doing Red Bull vodkas.
Right. Which we should have blacked out well faster than drinking Bud Lights.
Right. So come all out in a couple weeks in Chicago, we should probably just stick to seltzers or hard alcohol.
All the time.
Yeah.
Maybe some hard alcohol. We'll do it a little late champion style.
We got to do it. Kick ourselves going. All right. You ready for Stump the Shoe?
Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. What year did Madden introduce franchise mode?
Ooh, franchise mode. All right. 1999.
Close. 1997.
Okay. I knew it was 97, 98, 99, but it's a miss.
See, I like the franchise mode, but I'm a big Ultimate Team guy. That's my favorite thing to do. Simple, short games, good to go. You don't have to play the whole game to get through something. It's just
I don't think I've played for an extended length of time since the Michael Vick one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So I got a 10-hour trial. I only got like 2 hours left. So.
Yeah, no, it did it for me. I definitely haven't played on a next gen console.
Yeah.
At 360 was the last thing I played it on.
All right. Well, they haven't changed at all. I mean, they keep saying they changed. They don't change. Every single thing's the same. No. But all right, question number 2. Who does Hulk fall in love with in the microverse?
In the microverse?
Yeah.
What are we talking?
I don't know. It's in the microverse. I just took a question from a comic person.
You son of a bitch. The microverse. And the Hulk?
Hulk.
Or Bruce Banner. Does it make a difference?
I don't know. I've never heard of this person before.
I don't know. Oh, you never heard of her, so it's not. I was going to say fucking Janet, but.
Close.
I was close with Janet.
It's kinda.
How is that close to anything? I don't know. The Invisible Woman.
Jarella.
Jarella.
I mean, that is.
That was the spoiler alert. But we're talking about the Hulk falling in love.
Yeah.
The underlying thing. This isn't a spoiler, but it's more of a theoretical. This series is going to deal with Hulk's bastard.
Who?
What?
His bastard?
This is gonna deal with Hulk's son.
Okay.
He's gonna have a son from when he was on the Gladiator world in Thor 3. Yeah. Son's tracking him down. You son of a bitch! You left me on that world, bye. So. All right, got that one wrong, I guess.
Question number 3: What country does the Komodo dragon live in?
Oh, I know this. Indonesia.
That's correct.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cheers to me. That's a frequent trivia question at the bar.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Komodo dragons a big deal at the trivia bars?
It's one of those they think they're going to trick people.
Yeah.
Like they're either going to say like Madagascar or Galapagos Islands or something like that. No, it's just Indonesia.
Yeah. Correct.
So these, the quick review. The first couple of these I've had very, very, very. What am I saying? Very light on the flavor. I've had the raspberry one. I've had the blueberry one. Or no, I've had the blackberry one. This blueberry one, the flavor punches you right in the face. So this one's
good away.
Good. Yeah, this one's pretty good.
All right. Corona Seltzers.
That one's good. I like that one.
Question
These are
number
very,
4.
very drinkable. You could drink these all day long.
So light
Very
drinking,
light.
no aftertaste?
No, it's very close to a vodka soda with a little bit of a flavor squeeze.
Yeah. All right.
The
Question
blueberry
number
one
4,
has a little bit of aftertaste.
In Donnie Brasco,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you
what
kidding me?
does Mickey use to beat the Japanese man in the restaurant bathroom?
I don't know. In the bathroom?
In the bathroom.
Probably uses the sink or something. I don't
No.
know. I'm going to say a baseball bat.
It's a shoe.
Shoe.
The shoe. I take it you haven't seen that movie?
All right. Moving right along.
Question number 5. What color is Bilbo Baggins' door?
It's brown.
It's green.
In the movie?
Apparently.
Okay.
We were going to talk about Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power coming out in 2 weeks, so I figured that was one of the questions.
What color's this door? Are you kidding me?
And question number 6, because we're going to All Out in 2 weeks. In Chicago, what was Riverview?
What? Say that again. You broke up.
What was Riverview?
What do you mean?
In Chicago, everybody knows that this place called Riverview. What was it?
That's the Wilco Towers.
No.
I don't know where you're getting at with this.
It's an amusement park.
Oh, okay.
It's like a broken down amusement park now, but everybody knew that Riverview was this old, whatever, amusement park.
Well, I guess I'm out on that. Man, can I tell you, I'm craving that Portillo's and Giordano's.
Is our hotel close to anything that comes to...
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to that other place. I wasn't a fan of that other place.
Which one?
What place did we go for the deep dish last time?
Giordano's?
It wasn't Giordano's.
Yeah, it was.
It was like with an L.
Lou Malnati's.
Yeah, Lou Malnati's.
Okay, so you didn't like Lou Malnati's. You liked Giordano's.
Like Giordano's.
Yeah.
Do you see what's happening right now with the Italian beef?
Oh, yeah, going nuts.
Going nuts with the pre-order of that thing.
Might have to start watching The Bear.
Got it.
Everyone says it's pretty good. Add that to the roundup.
Yeah.
Italian beef.
So,
I've been craving it. I looked for a place yesterday. There's nothing around here in Texas. So
yeah.
gonna have to wait. Gonna have to wait a couple weeks.
I just told Katrina about Chicago today.
Oh no.
It didn't go great, but we're good to go.
Oh no. How did you think that was gonna go?
Well, I had to give it a little bit of leeway time between Nashville.
Right. Yeah.
So I said, can I go to All Out, or can I go to a wrestling event in Chicago Labor Day weekend? She goes, is it local? I go, no, it's in Chicago. She goes, you going back to Chicago again?
Well, it's not really Chicago.
Yeah, so she goes, I don't care. And then she finally goes, well, all right, you can go, but when are you leaving? I said, well, Saturday to Monday. And she goes, okay, that's fine, because I have a shoot on Friday. I go,
yeah.
oh, crap, actually, I'm leaving on Friday. And she goes, oh, you piece of trash.
You should just make it count. We don't do anything other than wrestling the entire year.
Yeah, it's all wrestling.
It's like 8 weekends a year.
I did tell her I'm done for wrestling for the rest of the year after that, traveling-wise. Is there anything else that could fit in there? What are we going to miss?
Full Gear.
Where's Full Gear?
They haven't announced it yet.
When is that? December?
November.
Uh,
Could be in Nashville.
let's hope it's in driving distance. Let's just...
My guess is this year it's going to be in St. Louis, and St. Louis is a tough, quick weekend. So
Yeah, if anything west, I can't do it. But if it's like in Philly or New York,
that's what you should just say. If it's east of the Mississippi,
I can't do it. Chicago's so easy too because the flights are nonstop out of Manchester. So
it's like 2 hours. It's so easy. You get an hour, you lose an hour, back.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm good to go. I broke it to her. Wasn't happy at first, but I think we're good. I suffered for 8 days with her and her parents.
Yeah,
so
you should have been like didn't you say you were awarded a trip after that?
I should be awarded a trip after that.
I thought you said you got awarded a trip for something.
I got awarded a trip because she's going to Philadelphia next week.
Oh, okay. So what's trips is that?
She's going for a photography thing.
Well, so what trip is your reward? Chicago.
Well, I don't want to use that. I'll use another one.
For full gear.
I've already used up the Chicago. I get another one in my pocket.
There you go.
Perfect.
So what are you doing this weekend?
All right, so let's get on tap for.
Oh yeah, you have to hit the button.
I gotta find the. I can't even find the button. Let's do it. All right, so this weekend, I can honestly say I have absolutely nothing planned, which is going to be great because I need a weekend off of nothing.
There you go.
My body can't handle much more. No, it's at the point where I don't think I can do another bender by any means because the next 3 weeks after this are going to be bad. Real bad.
Oh, shit. You had to tell me that, didn't you?
Yeah. We got the fantasy football draft.
Yep.
Then we get all out.
Yep.
So it's not good. There's no end in sight. So.
But I said this 3 weeks ago. I said this the week before Nashville that there's no end in sight, but I don't want to take a weekend off.
No, I think I'm going to go to church this weekend or something. Just pray for my health.
So, yeah, well, that's where my weekend went wrong. I'm supposed to get work done, but the forecast is just dreadful, absolutely dreadful. So there's a chance there's going to be like 100% chance of rain for the day, and I don't have to work. And you know what I'm going to do the night before if that happens?
Yeah, not going to go well.
So I've been trying to take a weekend off. I took last weekend off, actually.
So you're good for a month.
Yeah, I'm fucking good for another month. Yeah, screw it. I was going to go see tomorrow. Is supposed to be the Motley Crue tour. Motley Crue, Def Leppard.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I was going to go to see that, but I'm guessing the weather is probably going to play a factor there. So that's probably going to get canceled. Or maybe it's a dome. I don't know. Astros playing a dome?
I think it is a dome.
Well, their old stadium was a dome. I don't know if their new one is.
Has to be a dome. Who builds a new stadium that is a dome?
You're right. Yeah, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow night. We'll see.
See, you got last weekend off. You're good for a month.
Yeah, I'm good for a month.
I feel like that's what we need to do. Yoga. I need to do some sort of like stuff.
Is that our new game plan?
Like for 1 weekend a month?
No, 3 on, 1 off. 3 on, 1 off. That's good enough, right?
I think your body can recuperate. Give it like 48 hours. I think it's good to go.
You're right. I think you're right. Yeah. Either way.
Screw it.
We'll see what happens. Next weekend, there's a very solid chance I end up in Orlando for 6 or 7 days before All Out.
Big trouble.
No, it's not big trouble because I can't afford it. My body can't afford it. Like I'm gonna have to keep it chill. I'm gonna be that guy like packing snacks to Disney.
Save a buck, just do that. All right, well, nerds, it's good to talk to you all again.
We'll be back next week.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, yeah. And then after that, I imagine next Wednesday as well. Yeah, like we're good. Yeah, we're good. We don't have nothing coming up. All Out's the only thing, and that's a Friday. So
that's a Friday. Oh boy, trouble. Big trouble.
I've already, man. The stuff I have lined up, we don't stand a goddamn chance.
No, it's nonstop. So, all right, follow us to the Drunken Nerds.
Stay thirsty, nerds. You've been waiting to hear that for a while.